Today is 26th of February 2025, and I was going to show you how I built these out of pallets, right? So let me just kind of give you a close-up here. So I'm transplanting the strawberries, so what I do is I build them, right? And I take my strawberries from another patch and I'll divide them so that there's only one. You know, I like to start with one strawberry because they'll clump together and grow a bunch together. So I'll start with one and put that in there, kind of spread the roots around a little bit so we can get more nutrients and water, and pack it down, pull it up, pack it down, pull it up. Just pack that with dirt. Okay, so these garden runners, I've done quite a few of them. And so then I'll take that, once that's all done, I get some bark, and then I just pack some bark in here, in and around there. And I guess along with the red wiggler worm, got a lot of those around here. I bought some red wigglers and propagated them, and now they're everywhere. Before I had none, and now. So anyway, you kind of get the idea. You can see how that's going to turn out. And so I take these here, I just cut them to the width that I want, and so you can see you want at least a piece of wire to go across either side. I just took a nail, tapped it in, and then tapped it down a little bit and twisted the wire around there and clipped the ends of the wire off, and that'll keep it from separating when you get your load on there. So this goes at the bottom, so I put that at the bottom. The wire's at the bottom, and then you can cut these based on whatever length of pallets that you got. Once you get done taking your pallet apart, it'll be based on whatever pieces you end up with, and that'll be the length that you end up with, right? So, hey, you can end up with some long ones. You still only need one wire. You don't need more than one wire. You want a decent gauge of wire, and that'll keep it. So when you get the dirt in there, so when that pressure of that dirt, it's going to want to separate and bowl that out. So by putting that one wire in there, that's never going to happen. Ain't going to ever happen, right? So. And so that's how I build these. I've got all kinds of different lengths. So I built these based on where I wanted them to go. I see where I want them to go, and so I would make my lengths to fit in where I want them to go, right? And so you just now when you go to screw the sides together, I recommend that you use a little bit smaller than your screws that you're using. Always drill a hole. That way you won't get the cracking, right? Take that time out to do it right. And when you're going to put your screw in, it's there for good. And so I probably have about 20 of these that I've made. And I've got, I was wanting to show you how the bottom looks. So what I use is shingles for the siding. These are just, when I redid my roof, I kept all the shingles, the old ones, and I use them all over the place. And so what I'll do is I'll take something, but you can use whatever your imagination, whatever you got laying around, whatever you want to do, right? Because I wanted to build my soil up wider than the wood. So I took my shingles and I just had some scrap wood, some little thin wood, and I'll put it where I think it's the best place to put it to keep the top from flanging outward. And it's been like this for several years. Works pretty good. Now, when you're using compost, over time the compost will disappear, all the bugs and natural decay and bacteria, and so probably every couple of years you might have to redo your strips. Take your strawberries out, put them back in, break them, you know, single them out because they'll grow babies next to each other, like you got one strawberry plant and it'll grow one like right out of the other one. And they also have the runners, so you'll have runners and you'll have them reproducing babies right from the same root, right? So I like to have one plant. I seem to get bigger strawberries if I can keep them in. If I can just keep one plant in there, I get bigger strawberries. And so you can get up with all kinds of different sizes, right? Really easy to make. I always recommend if you get bigger than this, put a wire down the bottom or something. You can even use a heavy-duty rope, just whatever you think, oh, that'll work, it probably will. And so, of course, you want a bottom. So what I did is I took the shingles and I ran the shingles underneath like this, and the shingles became my bottom, right? I just took a staple gun and I stapled it in there, and then I ran so it'd be, you know, that'd be the bottom. So this would actually be more flush. Once you get it stapled in, this will be more flush or flat, right? So, and then I just took some other ones and I ran them along the sides. So I just ran them along the sides. So I got a bottom and the sides, all made out of shingles. But you know, you can use whatever you want. But if you're going to if you just want to have it for borders, you don't need to have a bottom. I like to pick mine up and move them around based on where I'm getting the most light during the day. So sometimes it gets too hot. I like the idea of just picking up my strawberry plants and taking them out of that really hot weather. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple process. I just now transplanted these in here. I'll finish transplanting these and give them a little water. And the thing about strawberry plants is, as long as you don't let them dry out too long, they'll always rebound. But when they dry out too long, especially if they got extensive roots and that gets too dry for too long, then you could lose your strawberry plant. But keep the soil moist. Keep it moist, you know. Don't let it dry out. They do great. I've probably got about, I don't know, a couple thousand strawberry plants that came from about 20. They grow like weeds. So yeah, if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Most likely I can come up with a solution for you, working with whatever you got. And that's about it. Okay. And you have a good day. Please subscribe and thumbs up. Bye now.